Everyone's been calling me Dairoku Tinmao, the Demon King.
This way you won't look too suspicious.
Excuse me, what?
These videos are satiric reviews. You don't have to agree, but don't bitch about it. I hate this channel.
Hey there, I'm the SIJW V Infuso, and Batman Ninja is one of the most batshit crazy movies ever put to Blu-ray, DVD, and digital download. This is by far the strangest incarnation of Batman in all of live-action or animated history. And not for the reasons that you're probably thinking, but also for those reasons as well. And you're probably thinking, oh, V's just exaggerating because this is anime Batman. This is Batman in ancient Japan. But I don't think you're understanding just how Japanese this is. You add in a little bit more fan service and a pair of tentacles, and this is the most Japanese movie to ever Japan. Am I making sense? Probably not, but I guess that's fitting because we're talking about Batman Ninja. Batman Ninja. Even the title is just, I'm losing my mind. Batman Ninja is just, how do I even describe to you Batman Ninja? Where do I begin? Batman v Superman is a more coherent film. This movie makes Batman and Robin look like Citizen Kane. Batman and Harley Quinn is a more competent picture than this. Batman Ninja makes the Killing Joke cartoon look like the Killing Joke comic book. The Beware the Batman series has a better and more fleshed out story than this. To call this movie insane would be offensive to all the inmates at Arkham Asylum. And let me just start off by saying I dropped the ball on this one. I dropped the ball. I was watching Batman Ninja with black friend Alan. Real name, by the way, I've seen his birth certificate. And we considered filming our reaction to this movie to use for this future video, but then I decided against it because the camera's batteries were charging, and I just wanted to watch a movie to pass the time. Besides, I didn't really think that this movie would provide us all that much content. But oh, how wrong I was. How wrong I was. Me and Alan wound up taking a shot of Crystal Head vodka every time something insane happened, and by the end of it, Alan was slurring his words so much that he made little to no sense, and I wasn't sure if it was from the drinking or the pure confusion at what he was watching. Probably a combination of both. I couldn't tell if it was from the booze or from the bats. That's how insane this movie gets. Luckily, I did manage to film a few of my other friends' reactions to the movie, and I will be using them throughout this video.
What the fuck is going on?
So with that being said, as Michael Keaton once said,
Come on, let's get nuts.
we open up to a modern-day Arkham Asylum, with a Catwoman narration that seems more in place in an Arkham Knight DLC.
You think you've heard every Batman story? I promise you haven't.
How right you are.
Inside the asylum, Batman and Gorilla Grodd are in the midst of a battle, with Catwoman present when one of Grodd's devices goes off and seems to suck all those who surround it into a vortex.
And this time, curiosity almost killed this cat.
Batman, of course, instead of trying to avoid it, meets it head on. Smart. And I'm gonna pause this right here. I'm sorry, I know it's pretty early on in this review to stop the film for my commentary, but this confused me the first time watching this. Because I didn't know anything about this movie. At all. I didn't watch the trailers, but I seen that they were up on YouTube. I saw the artwork for this, and I guess I was just under the impression from the images and screenshots of the movie that this was another Batman Elseworld story, a one-off alternate version of the character. And in some ways, it kinda is, but also, it's not. You see, this isn't an alternate Batman of ancient Japan story. This is a Batman goes to ancient Japan story. And even after watching this, I think the former would be a little bit more ideal than the latter. But then again, the latter did provide this review, so gotta thank the boys at the WB for that. Batman arrives in ancient Japan, a conclusion which Bats comes to relatively quickly.
From the look of it, this is ancient Japan.
There he is! There's our boy, world's greatest detective! Upon his arrival, he's immediately attacked by a group of samurai, who look to take him out.
Don't want to hurt any of you.
So that was a f***ing lie.
We were sent to find the bat.
Who's your master?
Okay, first off, kinky. And secondly, who's their master? Who's their master? Did you look at their masks? Their pale face, giant smile, pointed nose, purple helmet with a small flower design on the side? Masks? The world's greatest detective, folks! People who have never picked up a Batman comic, or watched a Batman movie, or played a Batman video game would be able to figure out who they're working for. But Bats, he needs to question it. Instead of heading into round 2, Batman drops his lucky 8-sided dice, allowing him to make his escape in a cloud of smoke. Batman tries to use the Bat computer built into his suit, only to find that ancient Japan doesn't have any Wi-Fi. He then makes his way over to a palace where he sees who else but Kefka from Final Fantasy. Oh my god! Come on, I can't be the only one who thought that. All in all, I don't hate the design. There definitely have been worse Jokers, and yeah, I'm looking at you!
That's right, Bats. It is I.
Damn you!
With all due respect, that is
Bullshit!
Allow me to give you an artistic recreation of how this situation would have ended up if someone actually tried to sneak up on Batman. I mean, seriously, you don't get one over on the Dark Knight, folks.
And Harley Quinn.
Everyone's been calling me Dairoku Tinmao, the Demon King, the most powerful man in Japan. But you can call me Lord Joker.
The style of this movie is really different from what you'd find in your standard Batman movie or game. And I'm not just talking about the setting, though that's also true. I can't think of too many times Batman had to head to ancient Japan, but the artwork and the animation style are really intriguing. And I'm not an art expert, so I don't want to go on with this for too long, but I definitely can appreciate the visuals, as they stand out as one of the most positive traits this movie has to offer. Batman and Joker duke it out because they're Batman and the Joker. That's kind of their thing. That's kind of what they do. With Joker delivering painfully lame punchlines throughout.
Oh, now look what you've done! Poison Ivy would be very disappointed. I have to say I've really enjoyed the sushi here. Mwah! It's even better with some sauce. Don't you know how bad razor-edged fighting fans are for the environment?
You're the one who keeps throwing them.
Because you won't let them hit you! Oh, don't run away. I'm your biggest fan!
And who is this guy? Me? Come on, get better material.
What are you going to do now, Joker?
Oh, I've got options, Bats. I've still got Harley. And an army of samurai who have you surrounded.
Batman once again battles Joker's samurais and takes out as many as he can before taking off.
What was that? That was in Spider-Man. You can do that in Spider-Man. You can capture someone and go.
And see, things like this is what I really love about this movie. Seeing Batman interact with this environment for the first time is definitely more visually stimulating than seeing Batman fight in a dark, polluted city at night, usually in an alley of some kind. Don't get me wrong, I love Gotham, and I love it as the background for Batman, but we as an audience have become so accustomed to that. This is something new for both us as a viewer and Batman as a character. He also has to find new ways to protect himself, new shadows to lurk behind, and new ways to look like a bat. It also puts him at a little disadvantage that he's not used to his surroundings, which adds to the central conflict, because let's face it, it's usually Batman's enemies at a disadvantage when facing him. Because I'm the goddamn Batman.
Should we go after him, Lord J?
I've got people.
Meow, meow, meow. Don't be afraid. It's just a little cat call.
Yeah, that's something Catwoman would do, right on the money, guys. That's what I think of when I think of Catwoman. tiny cat hand puppets. That's good. No, you guys are doing good. Tell your story. I'm just the viewer. Catwoman and Batman walk and talk, with Selina giving exposition, explaining that the portal brought Batman to Japan 2 years later than everyone else at Arkham Asylum, probably because he was the last to get sucked up by the black hole. Catwoman explains that Gorilla Grodd, Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Deathstroke, and Harley Quinn, amongst others, were sucked up by Grodd's time machine. Batman also remembers that Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood were also with him. But Catwoman hasn't seen any of them. Catwoman then goes on to tell Bruce that the Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Deathstroke, and Two-Face have all become lords, and taken over states, and are looking to unite Japan to become its official ruler. Bruce decides to make himself inconspicuous, and takes on a new disguise.
This missionary look is not bad.
And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Bruce, you suck! You suck, Bruce! You suck as a detective, and you suck as a master of disguise. You're out here trying to go incognito, and you're carrying around a bat Bible with the bat symbol shaved into your head. Are you... Who is this supposed to fool?
Why do you have a bat symbol on your head?
Strange.
Is that cold? Why? Why?
This way you won't look too suspicious as a Westerner.
You are immediately the most suspicious person in all of Japan, in all of Japan's history. If people are looking for Batman, why would you, when trying to divert attention from yourself, would you have the bat symbol all over your being? At best, they think that you were associated with the bat. Also, how? How did you grow a beard from one shot into the next? It's never explained. I guess I'm supposed to think that it's fake. Did you take the hair follicles off your head and glue them to your face? I don't understand you, Bruce. I want to, but I don't. Selina and Bruce find the Joker's tampering with history by already having Cole. Okay? And oh yeah, Alfred's also here.
Care for some tea, sir?
Much appreciated. Alfred.
This is the world's greatest detective.
Which makes sense, I guess, considering we saw footage of him with the Batmobile before. But wait, hold on. If we're going with the narrative that Batman wound up getting to ancient Japan 2 years after everyone else because he got hit with the blast later, how did Alfred make it there before him? My head is beginning to hurt. He was way further away from the time machine's eruption than Batman. We're only 14 minutes into this movie's runtime, and you already messed up your own time travel narrative. Oh, and there's a Batcave. And oh, the Batmobile made it to ancient Japan before How? How did this happen? I want answers, damn it!
I can't believe you didn't tell me, Selina.
I know, but I wanted to see the look of surprise on your face. See the look of surprise on your face. See the look of surprise on your face.
The Joker Samurai fire cannons at the cave, blowing it to smithereens. But Batman charges at the Joker's hired hands in the Batmobile. Across a sea of water. Heading straight past them and straight for the Joker's palace. As Batman makes his way through Joker's obstacles, suddenly the Casa de Joker... I'm sorry, I'm not Spanish. Begins to transform. Because Japan!
Harley, activate Arkham Castle!
You know, when I think Batman, I don't necessarily think Batman in ancient Japan. And if I did, for some reason, think Batman in ancient Japan, I wouldn't think Batman fighting Megazord. And oh, if you think this is wild, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just getting started. As Batman races toward Joker, Voltron grabs the Batmobile and begins to crush it in its hands. But Batman busts out of it by self-destructing the Batmobile and ejecting into the Batwing. Batman continues his boss battle, shooting at the Transformer until Emperor Joker has it crush the Batwing's Batwings. But Batman manages to rid the wing of its wings and ride down on the Batcycle, the Batbike, whatever. You get the point. You know what it is. And I gotta say, I actually really like the way that this depicts the Batmobile. This is an interesting series of events, and seeing all of Batman's vehicles used in one action sequence, well, it's kind of cool. And for all the faults this movie has, its fighting scenes, its battles, and its actions aren't one of them. Or three of them. Well, you understand what I'm trying to say. When Batman finally gets to the Joker, he threatens to kill a mother and child. And I couldn't help here but get flashbacks to Batman Vengeance. I just kept saying out loud, it's Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn.
I'm gonna guess that it's Harley Quinn.
And know? What do you know? It's Harley Quinn.
Poor Bats! He always falls for the same tricks.
Bane!
What? What? What?
Who invited Bane? I was so confused by this because Catwoman mentioned every other villain shown in this movie. Bane is the only one who just seems to show up out of nowhere. And when me and Alan watched this, he began to theorize that this actually was an Elseworld version of Bane. But if you look back at this one shot that's on the screen for 3 seconds, there's Bane, look, all the way in the corner there. Was I supposed to catch on to that? Because I didn't. The first 5 times I watched this movie. And while I think it's interesting that Bane would become a sumo, because A, he's a big strong dude, and B, he's always wore the mask of a luchador, so seeing him switch it over to being a sumo wrestler is a, I suppose, reasonable choice. I got a question. How did this dude go from buff to double stuffed in the course of 2 years? Did you spend your time in ancient Japan just trying the latest cuisines? I don't get it. Look, I'm not one to talk about body image, but that's unreasonable to me. Well, luckily Batman's not in too much trouble because his motorcycle then transforms into a robotic bat suit, and I hate how much I like this. I hate it. I hate it because I like it. I mean, yes, it's improbable, but you know, also it's entertaining, so. They also didn't bother giving him an English voice actor, so he just speaks in Japanese the whole time with no subtitles. It's a good choice, guys. So Batman beats Bane by slamming him into a tree. And killing him, apparently, because that's the last time we ever see him in this movie. After managing to save the woman and fall into Joker's trap, Joker slides down on what looks to be a giant party horn. Joker, Harley, and Emperor Joker Samurai surround an incapacitated Batman.
Are you just going to lie there, or are you going to entertain me some more?
I'm not here for your entertainment. I have no regrets.
Unfortunately for the Smile Crew, a colony of bats swarm the area.
No, if only your friends were around to come by and say hi.
Pardon?
I didn't mean it! I was being sarcastic!
Followed by...
What? Ninja Batman!
Yeah, what she said. What? The ninjas help Batman make it back to their ship, where Batman meets back up with Nightwing and Red Robin, and introduces the Dark Knight to the leader of the Bat Ninja Clan, Aeon. Aeon basically explains that Batman was prophesized, and the Bat Clan view him as a lord. When they finally make their way back to land, they're met by Robin and Monkey Chi.
Monkey Chi?
It's weird, but Robin's made friends with this monkey.
No. I'm drawing a line. I'm putting a line down in the stand. You guys are crossing it right here. You can't just write this off as being weird. This is unacceptable, is what this is. Never before in my life did I think, oh yeah, the next Batman movie that comes out, probably gonna have a monkey sidekick. No, I would have never thought that. Robin made friends with a monkey? There's a bat monkey now? Ace the Bat Hound wasn't enough for you? You had to make a monkey sidekick? Not to mention that this isn't any Robin. We're not talking about Dick Grayson. We're not talking about Tim Drake. We're talking about Damian Wayne, Bruce's son and the most unpleasant human being to ever be conceived in comic book history.
Is this supposed to be Damian?
That's Damian. And it's funny because he acts nothing like Damian.
Isn't he supposed to be the one that was trained by ninjas? Who?
Yes.
So why is Butters Robin?
Everyone knows it's Butters.
That's me.
This kid is a dick. Why is he befriending animals like he's Princess Goddamn Aurora? Who wrote this? I want names and addresses. I demand them. Well, as it turns out, Robin's monkey has an invitation for Batman from Gorilla Grodd. Bruce takes the gorilla up on his offer, meeting him and his monkey companions in a spa. And with the wrong music, you can easily change the context of the scene.
You might as well enjoy the waters too. Oh, that feels good.
Oh yeah, that's the movie I was actually looking for. Batman questions Grodd on why he invented the time machine, to which he responds, because he could. Solid logic thus far, makes sense to me. Grodd further explains that he was trying to send his competition somewhere far away so that he could take over Gotham for himself. I'm not paraphrasing, that's pretty much what he says verbatim. That was his master plan. Rather than kill his enemies, I'm just gonna send them 1,000 years in the— I know it's longer than 1,000 years. 1,000 years in the past. To Japan. Right, that makes sense. I mean, Batman was shot with a bullet that sent him back in time instead of killing him, so I mean, it makes sense just about as anything else. He also claims that it's Batman's interference seen at the beginning of the movie that's what's responsible for sending everyone to ancient Japan. So Batman—
Thanks for meddling.
The Gorilla and the Bat form a temporary alliance to get them back home. And of course, why rule over ancient Japan when you have one poverty-stricken, crime-ridden city? It makes perfect sense to me. Actually, come to think of it, what was Gorilla Grodd even doing in Gotham City? He lives in Gorilla City. He's not even really a Batman enemy. He's a Flash villain. What even is any of this? Why did they do this? Why is he bathing with monkeys in ancient Japan looking to take over Gotham? I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. It does not compute. I don't get it. We're not even halfway through this movie and I'm tearing the last remaining follicles out of my head. The next day, Batman and Gorilla Grodd set sail until they come in contact with Joker's ship, to which the Bat Clan has them surrounded undersea. Harley and the Joker's devout followers begin spraying bullets in the surrounding waters, but oh, it was just a ruse. It's just a prank, bro. No one died, and Batman and Grodd aren't even in a rowboat. They're on a rowboat on top of a ship. It was all a diversion. But wait, if Joker and Harley were above the boat from where they were, wouldn't they be able to see the giant ship holding the rowboat underneath it? I mean, at least vaguely? You know what? Never mind. I'm trying to find logic in Batman Ninja, so clearly I'm the one in the wrong right now. The ships collide with the Bat Family, Catwoman, Gorilla Grodd, and the Ninja Clan hopping on board and finding themselves a target. Catwoman goes after Harley, because, you know, they're both girls. The Bat Family and the Clan go after Joker's Samurai, and Batman and Grodd corner the Joker. And again, scenes like this are really where this movie excels. The action is consistently compelling.
That nigga is dead! D-U-D! You are dead! Dead! You are dead!
Joker and Harley are apprehended.
I never thought you'd need help from a talking monkey to catch me. I'm so embarrassed for you, Batman.
Only for Grodd to turn around and betray Batman by attempting to mind control his ninja clan. And my father always told me never to trust a talking monkey. I mean, of course, that was after a few bottles of Jack Daniels and rewatching Dr. Dolittle for the upteenth time, but I think this validates that blind talking primate prejudice. Unfortunately, things don't go exactly as planned, as the clan are so well trained that they have complete control over their bodies and minds. Grodd goes with Plan B, calling for Two-Face, who is apparently in a ship out in the distance, to start firing its cannons at the Bat Ship. The Bat Ship, that's something I really said, huh?
I can fly!
He can fly!
He can fly! He can talk!
Catwoman confronts Grodd with a collateral. She managed to get her paws on a piece of Grodd's time machine during her fight with Harley, and in exchange for it, she wants to be taken back to the future. And who wouldn't? It's a fantastic series. The Batboat— I called it a Batboat. The Batboat is set ablaze from the cannon strikes, as Joker and Harley somehow manage to sneak away. Batman rushes his followers off the boat to safety, but proclaims he's staying behind and making sure that Joker's not getting away. Kefka manages to seek the high ground, where he and Harley Quinn light an explosive barrel before sending it toward Batman.
Joker, no! What the fuck?
I'm gonna cut things off here for the time being, if only because there's only so much insanity. There's only so much that I could take in one sitting. I've seen this movie too many times, and we still haven't even scratched the surface of where it's gonna go. So I want to give you, the viewer, a bit of an intermission here, because while we've gotten glimpses of just how wild this movie can be, we haven't even scratched the surface. We're nowhere near the level that this movie takes things to. Consider this an intermission for your own mental health. I'm looking out for you. So rest easy, take a breather, and tune back in next Wednesday to see how batshit crazy this Batman adventure gets. Unless you're watching this in the future, in which case, Yo, you guys got flying cars yet, or what's up? I want to reassure all of you that the wait is worth it, because if you think you've seen all the weird shit that this movie has to offer, and if you think you've seen enough, then you know how crazy this film is about to be.
Hang on to your hats, folks, because you ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm the Clown Prince of Crime, and that was the Prince of Personality, the Infuso. Or so he says. So if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow the man on Twitter, because it's not stalking if it's on the internet after all. Join the fun by joining the Discord. If for some strange reason you want to show support, and I don't know why you would, and if you have $1 to spare, head over to the SIJW's Patreon, where you can request videos, get exclusive content, and early access to scheduled videos. Or head to his PayPal, where you can buy the shirts. Oh, aren't those lovely? And just remember, if you're not tuning in, you're missing out. Yeah.
Why?